push for two. We saw a lot of twos, especially when you hit it square. So Amy Jones and England are underway with a couple.
That's the big part of the ground. Plenty of twos out there. From England's point of view, against Australia, 19 for 3 they were. And that really handcuffed them in the innings. Ended up getting just under 160, which was probably about 20.
Yeah, she's a bag of tricks, Shefali. She's worked on the carom ball and also away from the right-hander. That's one thing that she'll have to work on. If this is a role that she's been assigned, I'm sure she'll be up for it. But when you bowl the first over, one thing you want to do is be accurate. No free boundary options for a batter that's also just taking a ball or two to understand what the surface is doing. It's a good start, this. Couple of dot balls, follow the two. And might be interested in more than one here. They're going to take the fielder on. Karthik's got a good arm. So they're safely back for another two.
A bit of width there. There's no fielder out on the boundary on the offside, but Amy Jones just wanted to hit with the spin. Didn't want to go against it.
That is sweet from Amy Jones. Bit of width, and she bounced on it. First boundary of the innings.
Well, this time she took the width on offer. Just a bit fuller as well, wasn't it, than the previous delivery? And it was pushed through quickly. Once you beat the infield here at Cardiff, it is going to race away, even though we've had a bit of rain. Yeah, quicker ball, you can see. Pushed it through. Just dropped the bat.
Just adjusted the line slightly, but England will take that. 9 of the first over.
Let's remind you of the two groups that we're going to have when the World Cup starts on Friday. Group A, that's a tough one, isn't it? Australia, India, South Africa, all in that group alongside Bangladesh, Netherlands playing their first tournament, and England, the champions New Zealand, Ireland, Scotland, Sri Lanka and West Indies. You would say on paper, Group B does look a little bit easier, but we know cricket is not played on paper, it's played on grass. And the West Indies, of course, knocked England out of the previous T20 World Cup. England would have fancied going through in the group, lost to Windies, didn't go through to the knockout stage.
I'm going to challenge that call of yours in a moment. Renuka Singh Thakur will bowl with the new ball this time. Look to get some swing. There is some swing, but it's just helped on its way in fine fashion from Amy Jones. Bit of a freebie, really. Amy Jones's eyes would have lit up when she got this one. Swinging down the leg side, perfect length to pick up into the gap. Meat and drink, really, for an opening batter earlier in their innings. I must say, Matt, this is an important game for Renuka Singh Thakur. I'm not sure she's a lock-in yet, in spite of all her experience and her skill set being conducive to success conditions here in England. Just the way she's running in, how accurate she is, the control she can exercise. I think these are all points that they're making. I know that this team is so tempted to try and fit Nandini Sharma and Arundhati Reddy in an 11. That'll help. If she wants to be, they'll get a single. Astika Bhatia got down but couldn't prevent the one. Yeah, coming back to those groups.
Challenge me.
I think it's the story of both groups is unique, and in
Group A, you know that it'll, in all likelihood, with no disrespect to the other teams, come down to 2 out of India, Australia and South Africa. Group B, I think we might get the more entertaining fixtures right through the group phase there. If you want any further evidence, Scotland getting the better of Pakistan, Ireland beating Bangladesh. Therefore, you might see England and New Zealand even more of a scare consistently through the group. I still think you'd pick those teams, right, to go through, but I think it'll be entertaining, to say the least. Ireland as well.
Yeah, I think Ireland and Scotland might surprise a few. If you look at their warm-up results, particularly Ireland, it's going to be wide, just not quite able to control the swing in this first over. There is plenty of it out there for Renica. Yeah, but obviously, you look at those. Group A, 3 massive sides in there, and one of them will miss out. And, you know, if England had to choose, still got to do the job, I'm sure they would rather, and New Zealand too, would rather be on the other side.
It's a great format though, because when you have to pick a top 2 out of 5, it starts playing so many various factors as the tournament will go on now. Even if India would earmark, yep, Australia and South Africa are our key fixtures. Australia and South Africa would do the same. What it also does do is you start emphasizing what you can maximize from other results. What if it comes down to net run rate? What if we find the odd washout? When you start taking your eye off the ball, even ever so slightly, who knows will topple you on your day. You start thinking of, okay, we've got to beat Bangladesh by this much, or the Netherlands by this much. Those are not teams that'll be pushovers. So I think we're in store for a great tournament. Just struggled a little bit with her line in this opening over. Just to start just outside the off stump and finish bringing the stumps into play. That's when Renuka is at her most dangerous best. She's challenging the inside edge of the bat and attacking the pads for the LBW. Better, bit too full. It's well played actually. It'll be at least 2. Off to a positive start. Our England 18 without loss after 2.
Massive event this, isn't it? And you can watch it wherever you are in the world. Hello to everyone who's watching places like India, Australia, Pakistan, East, North Africa, Bangladesh. Everywhere, Sri Lanka, Singapore, wherever you are. Great to see this tournament available. So many different nations all over the place. Latin America.
Got a couple of friends on a trip to Antarctica during the World Cup, so as long as they get hands on some internet, ICC.tv.
That's right, yeah, I don't think there's a broadcaster out there, but ICC.tv if you're in Antarctica and you're listening. Or the Arctic. Rantigaud. A bit expensive in the first warm-up game, so I want to be a bit better today.
Oh, great attempt. That fielder was there for exactly that ball and that shot. Yes, Tika Bhatia often has the gloves on. It's not the worst outfielder, but let's have a look at whether this carried.
Oh, definitely carried. And I would say should have been taken. She dove forward and then almost got it on the rebound, but dove forward a bit too much. Could have just stayed where she was, it would have carried.
Fielding could prove to be decisive once being bid up as a close tournament. India seriously hope that their catching is on point. Yeah, it was a regulation chance. She's got her back towards us. What the extent to which a ball made its way to Yastika Bhatia was a genuine chance, and one she'd disappointed. Mad grassing. Thought about the second, their turn back. In the series win for India last year, Matt, here in England, in a historic series win in both the ODIs and the T20. I think both captains, Ignacio Brandt was the first to admit that the difference between the two sides was the fielding. India had outfielded, outcaught England in England.
That's Danny White-Hodges' area, isn't it? That's why they've got protection just behind square out on the boundary on the offside. Very strong through that offside. You can go up and over as well. She'll be disappointed, I think, with her shot that she played against Australia. Made a straight ball look a bit better than it was. Old middle stump.
It's an area of her game she's improved on, Kranti Gaur, as a new ball bowler. Although, I think she's genuinely one who's most threatening when she pitches it up. That's what you're trying to avoid doing, straight boundaries here. But with the new ball, still I think she can mix it up a little, get it nice and full. Also, damn good Yorker. That's good from Kranti. Just 3 of her first over. England 21 without loss. So Shefali over number 1, second, and Kranti Gaur was the third. Amy Jones has taken most of the strike. It's the 4 balls so far for Danny White-Hodge. She's on strike now. Renuka just started getting her radar right towards the end of the previous over.
That was a bit of a heave from White-Hodge, lost her shape. Actually, that's why I think Renuka Singh Thakur is a valuable option in these conditions, because in England we've seen quite a bit of swing already, haven't we? With the white ball, prodigious swing in the first over. She didn't get her line right. I do think in these conditions she could be really valuable.
Crisp from Amy Jones. It's an excellent shot for 4.
Beautiful timing here. Just caressed this through the covers. Got the width, no swing on this occasion. That is sweet timing, isn't it? Raced away. Boundary's in, but had it been all the way to the pavilion, which would have been a huge distance, it still would have gone for 4. Well run in the end. Feels like the swing is just dried up in the last couple of balls, and that is the problem, I guess, with Renuka.
Yeah, and she'd much rather bowl to Danny White-Hodge. I think she's a bigger threat. Saw her play inside the line against one from Kim Garth in the last warm-up game, and she does leave a gap between bat and pad. Yeah, I think her value is known, Matt. It's, I guess, challenge of whether she's only a power play specialist. Excellent delivery, really good and given. Perfect line from Renuka, and Danny White-Hodge nicks one to the keeper. Sharp catch as well.
Well, if she can bowl deliveries like that consistently, she's going to be a real force. That nipped away. Angled in, nipped away. Excellent delivery, really is Slightly open face from Danny Wyatt Hodge, but you've got to give the bowler credit there, and a good catch behind the stumps. India have the breakthrough. Wyatt Hodge gone for 3, 27 for 1.
Sorry, thank you. Let's middle.
England captain out in the middle. That's Shiva Brunt. He's just returning from a lengthy layoff to a calf injury. Didn't have a lot of time in the middle against Australia. One from Alana King that skid past her defence. But she starts in a fabulous manner. That's a positive shot. It was an easy one, but she cashed in, did Shiva Brunt.
Almost a carbon copy of Amy Jones's boundary earlier in the over. This one may be a bit shorter. Doesn't try to overhit, just hits the gap, opens the blade slightly. That also raced away. It's a dream first ball to get. Much better. Successful over for Renuka, but still 10 off. England 31 for 1. Yeah, it was a funny over, wasn't it? A couple of really loose deliveries. And in there, an absolute Jaffa, which we'll show you in a moment. Let's have a look at that. Angle in, seam away. Perfect. White Hodge knew straight away she'd nick that. Good catch from Richa Ghosh. Just standing up to the new ball bowler, never easy. Especially someone like Renuka who does get the ball to move, as you point out, Matt. Keeping's improved. An excellent season for RCB behind the stumps, where I think the most impressive part was her standing up to the seamers and the quicks. That's interesting. I thought Kranti Gaur was getting ready to bowl a second. And Harmanpreet Kaur has changed her mind. She's decided to go to Sri Charni. It's been a standout spinner for this Indian side and particularly impressive in conditions here in England. Hilda got something on it. It can only be a single. Sri Charni only bowled 2 overs against the West Indies, so maybe she's thinking try and get a full quota or 3 out of her today. Get some more overs in her legs. Shiva Brunt needs some time at the crease. Only 7 balls she faced against Australia. Her first innings since getting injured in a domestic one-day match, April the 29th. She could really do with a hit here. And I think it's also prompted by Shiva Brunt's presence. He's throwing the ball to the spinner inside the power play. It's a fine player of spin, that's Shiva Brunt, don't get me wrong, but just on her way back, trying to find her best form. She would love a little pace on the ball like she did on that first delivery. Gives herself some room. Can't pierce the gap. I like the intent.
Nice, nice.
Point out intent. She's trying to make something happen, get off the blocks quickly. But after that boundary of the first ball, it's been 5 dot balls for Shiva Brunt. So this is good from Sri Charni. She's varying her pace and the line. This one was fired in towards the stumps. This one was much slower. push the line away from the off stump. Again, this time fired it towards leg stump, went uppish for a little while. Only a single of the 5th over, England 32 for 1.
Just 1 over remains of the power play. England have lost Danny Wyatt-Hodge. Amy Jones, 23 from 17. The captain, Ronak Kapoor, quite correctly says, needs some time in the middle. Cranty will bowl that final over. Starts well. Tash Farrant alongside me. Morning, Tash. He made the first 5 overs.
Yeah, morning, Daggers. Nice to see the sun back out here at Cardiff. Oh, I just feel Shafali Verma bowling your first over for India. I'm just not quite sure that's setting the tone. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to sneak one in. But actually, I'm just not quite sure that is going to set the tone for your team. She went for 9 in that first over. She's a part-time off spinner. She is probably going to have to bowl some overs for this Indian side, who are a little bit light on that bowling. But yeah, for me, just not quite sure she's your opening bowler.
Couldn't agree more. Well, you got to ask the question: who would you really like to face in the first over in a power play? Some gentle, non-spinning off spinners. A little wide from Cranty, a bit slingy, allowing batters to get their eye in a little bit. And I think you've got, as a captain, you've got to ask the question: who do batters not want to face? And for me, it would be the swinging ball of, in this particular instance, the swinging ball of Renuka or Cranty Garrett. And also, you've only got 1 new ball. Rather have Naseema's see if they can get some movement with it.
Yeah, and also on a pretty dry surface as well. This pitch has been used quite a lot over the last couple of weeks or so. So actually, if you're going to get any movement, it is only going to be in those first couple of overs as well. And then I see the spin doing the bulk of the work in those middle overs. So, you know, your seamers, you want to have that fresh new ball, don't you? And you don't spin, for some reason, they always scuff up the shiny side that you want. So, yeah, for me, maybe we're a little bit biased, Daggers,
No,
but seam up top.
I agree. Spinners just ruin the ball. And they make a big show of trying to shine it up. They don't. Flicked away, nicely done by Amy Jones. You could see that Cranty was trying to follow her. So it was the right idea, but Jones swiftly on to tickle it away. Brings up 4.
Yeah, a little loose from Cranty Gould. Actually, I like how Amy Jones, she does struggle on her pads, but not that delivery. That was pretty easy. It was going down the leg side. But actually, on previous deliveries in particular, she has struggled against Renuka. Just seems like she has been working on trying to play with a straight bat when it comes into the pads as long as possible.
That's better. I think she bowled nicely today, actually, Cranty. Albeit that little loose one, but you could see what she was trying to do when she saw Jones move outside of the legs. I think India overall, though, will be actually pleased with this power play. Just 38 for 1. It's not an hugely expansive start from England. Manoeuvred. A little bit of bottom hand by Sivarunt. It'll bring her a single and conclude the power play. So 7 runs from it, 6 overs gone. The power play is done. England 39 for 1, and it's time to have a drink. Well, everybody nicely hydrated after 6 overs of work. Not sure how much water you've lost after 6 overs. Be that as it may, England 39 for 1 and Sri will carry on. Just one in her opening over. And a little bit of rain yesterday in the morning. Came down hard here in Cardiff, but brightened up throughout the afternoon. Forecast is good for the rest of the week. Leading into the weekend when it all kicks off. Happily done by Siva Brunt. Real aspect of her batting against spin. Might just win, and it does.
Yeah, nice bit of innovation there from the England skipper. She herself had said she was pretty nervous actually coming into these warm-up games. She hasn't had any cricket whatsoever after that calf injury, but just a little bit of bravery there just to get herself going. A shot that the England players in general are very good at. If the team leaves short fine open, which India are just plugging that gap now. Now no short mid-wicket. The England batters will always be prepared to go behind the wicket. Deep cover goes back as well.
They've only got 3 out. And that's going to go for 4. I think that's a little bit of a mistake from India. They had a deep cover, deep backward square and a deep mid-wicket, but there are only 3 players on boundary. Now Shafali Verma is going out too long on, but despite it going through backward point for 4, got to be on your guard.
Yeah, I think actually Shafali Verma's just realised there that, I was in the wrong position. She just slightly goes back to long on. Like Harmanpreet Kaur sometimes can be a little bit scary out there, and you don't really want to be on the wrong side of her.
Now and again, Shafali can just fall asleep at times. I say that in a nice way. She's got to be absolutely on it. Yeah, Nasim Brunt, I think one of the best players in the world of spin. And the types of sweep that she has the sock sweep, she has the paddle sweep, she has the orthodox sweep. And depending on where those fielders are, she is able to manipulate the field so brilliantly. This real aspect of her game, why she's considered one of the best in the world. And that's another reason why, because you think you've got her sweep covered, but what you've not got covered is your lofted off drive. And a great way to finish, and that's Siva Brunt at her best. England 50 is up in the 7th over, 53 for 1.
Yeah, it's amazing just what a couple of balls can do for your confidence. She was pretty nervous. Didn't feel that she was in any sort of rhythm in that game on Monday against Australia. Actually, just a little bit of innovation, a couple of balls previously with that paddle that you just mentioned, daggers. Now that's the Nat Siva Brunt that I like to see when she's hitting down the ground strongly. She's such a powerful player. She looks like she's looking a little more comfortable out there.
Well, we've had left arm spin for the River Taff end. From the Cathedral Road end, here comes Rada Yadav. Really good economy and strike rate. Rada can sometimes be a little bit inconsistent, but I think she's improved over the last 18 months or so. That's a nice start. Really good from Rada Yadav. Much better bowler when she's actually giving the ball a bit more air.
And she's a very good fielder as well. She'll be a little bit disappointed there, actually, that she just let Amy Jones come up for the single. She's normally very good off her own bowling. 3 for in that last game against West Indies. Oh, that fuller length. Do you know what? That looks a little too full to Nat Sivabrant. That is not a bad option. Nat Sivabrant, sometimes her only weakness, if it is a weakness, is that very full delivery, and she can play across it. So actually, you want to err fuller to Sivabrant.
She got away with that. Actually, the wide is not the worst result. Long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square. That's the arc of mounted fielders.
Decided not to go for the second there. Saying daggers that Nat Sivabrant is such a good player of spin, and it's the way that she uses the depth of the crease. She's so good off the back foot. That's a little nudge, but also the power that she gets off the back foot as well.
You're dead right. And there's 2 discernible hitting spaces from Nat Sivabrant. She'll either go very, very deep in the crease, as we've just shown there, or go out and meet it. There's no halfway point. It's either going out or coming back. Nothing in the middle.
Yeah, just like that, and that's the power that she has off the back foot as well. And actually, when you see Nat Sivabrant, and she's just taking throws of spin from a coach, she actually sometimes puts a little box down, and actually she does that sort of region where you're not really going enough forward or back enough in the crease. So actually she does this little drill where she doesn't want to play the ball in that box.
This time advancing. A tidy-ish start from Radhiyana. 6 runs coming from her first over. England 59 for 1. Well, there's no excuse for anyone around the world not to be glued to the action of this ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Right around the world, Star and Geo in India, here on Sky Sports, in the UK and the Republic of Ireland, but you can go from Australia to the Middle East to the USA. From Singapore to Malaysia to the Pacific Islands. If anybody needs me to go and check to see that it's working in the Pacific Islands, more happy to go and check that, or in the Caribbean or Latin America. It's nice how I've offered my services up there.
Well, you're not happy that you're in Cardiff, Daggers?
I'm delighted, but some of these things, they need to check that it's being displayed. And I'm more than happy to go out to Barbados or Singapore or wherever, just to check that everything's working nicely. Sri Lanka Patil. Some off spin. Of course, if any of those territories are not mentioned, you can catch it on ICC.tv. So available around the world.
Good start from Patil as well. She only played 1 game in that series against England, and I actually felt that England has struggled against spin, and I thought she bowled pretty well, so I was surprised not to see her play in that decider.
I don't know if it's that bad a policy, for going in with quite a lot of spin in this T20 World Cup. You look at England here, 61 for 1, and yes, this is a used surface. I saw you doing the pitch report a little earlier. There's been a lot of cricket play, but it's still a decent surface. It's played very nicely 2 days ago. It's nicely swept away. Will be cut off. Sri is out there. Well run by England. You look at the rate that they're achieving at the moment, 7.2. It's not electric. The partnership 36 from 32 balls. Jones is only striking at 125. Sivabrant at 116. So they're not getting away from India here.
think they've run well, but they haven't really found the boundary. There are big pockets here at Cardiff. I guess that was probably the decision for Charlotte Edwards to make. Sophia Dunkley, I feel that she's going to miss out in that first game on Friday, but actually she was the one who always took the power play on. So it's just about how Jones and Danny White-Hodge go about it now.
Now, has that been a little edge? I thought I heard something batty or glovey. Might have come off the foot. Where she goes, alert to it. Smiles all round. Probably not. End of the 9th over, 64 for 1. Now what happened here? I think that's out. Flush on the foot from a big inside edge.
Must be.
No DRS, of course. Yeah, that's out. That is out. Well, that Silverbrunt has had a life there. Lovely shot. Really good shot from Amy Jones. Just made use of the crease, opened up her body and oozed it through the offside.
Well, there's that offside play that Charlotte Edwards has called for her batters to access a little bit more. She feels that that's an area they could have improved over the last 18 months. And Amy Jones is a very leg side dominated player. 2 extra covers in place, but she manages to thread them through the middle of them. She's a really good timer of the ball, Amy Jones.
She's done it again, this time through the leg side. Really good from Amy Jones. Nicely picked up, knowing that perhaps something different might come from Radiadev after the first shot.
Yeah, I spoke to Amy Jones yesterday actually when I was just at the ground and I said, are you enjoying it back up at the top of the order? She said, well, it's better than coming in down at number 8 when you're only facing a couple of deliveries. I feel she's really relishing being back at the top of the order. You can tell that in her batting as well.
Uppish and just beyond backward point. Going to get her 3rd consecutive boundary. Not the best effort at backward point. Amy Jones and Nat Silverbrunt all smiles.
Yeah, these two, best of mates, and they really enjoy batting together in the middle. Amy Jones went offside, then went leg side, goes offside again. Just gets it past Chirani there.
She's going to break the streak of boundaries, Jones, but she has moved past her 50, or to her 50. Balls, 7 fours in that half century. Good news for Jones and England being a bit of touch ahead of that first game against Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it was a big call, wasn't it? Because in that New Zealand series, she was down at number 7 or 8, so it was a big call for Charlotte Edwards to make, and you feel that she really wanted Amy Jones to bat at the top of the order in this format, and it's looking good so far.
Silverbrunt trying to squeeze it through the offside. A dot ball to finish. An excellent over for England. 15 runs from it. We're at the halfway stage and England is 79 for 1.
Oh, sorry.
Bit of turn for Sri Lanka. Nervous smile from Amy Jones, who's got some momentum into this England innings. That previous over, since they needed an over like that.
Oh, that was close. Don't want to miss that. Timing the ball well now. Amy Jones, you feel like she's just got her eye in, or her eye back in the last few deliveries. Can England kick on from here?
Dangerous player, Jones. You know, there's one or two pundits that aren't quite convinced yet of her batting at the top of the order. Might have one or two over here with us. She's a point of difference when she does fire. I think England are thrilled that they do have middle order firepower as well.
I think the question really is not about Amy Jones herself and her batting. She's a great ball striker, but it's the options that England have. You can have Capsey opening the batting. A lot of people would like to see that. Dunkley, who gives you the impetus. Danny Wyatt-Hodge as well, obviously is opening, very experienced. So you've got 4 good options. Question is, what's best for the team? 83 for 1. Siva Brun, you know where she's going to bat. That's set in stone, really. And actually, I know she's only going at just over a run of ball, but this is what she needed. She needed time in the middle.
I think you can forgive her today for not choosing to walk. She did have that guilty look. Previous over of Shriyanka Patil. Yeah, flush off the boot. In fairness, wasn't the most convincing appeal, just an inquiry.
You're right about the nervous look, actually. I noticed that straight away. Just look very coyly back at the umpire. Wonder if we can see it here. She knew. You know as a batter when you do that it's not hit the ground. Can't quite see it on that angle. But there, yeah, had a bit of a giggle with Amy. Yeah, I did it. Bit of luck. It's in the gap, it's running away. Won't go for 4. Another couple for Nat Siva Brun.
Yeah, and just highlights again the importance of Siva Brun to just spend some time in the middle. Maybe on another day, might have thought, all right, I'll help the umpires out. No reviews, no TV umpire in the warm-up games, but I don't think India too fussed about it either.
Into the gap. Almost. Bharti Fulmali comes around.
Nice.
You can see now, Amy Jones has just gone up a gear, hasn't she? She wants to get it on with it now. And why not? They've got a platform here, England. They didn't get enough against Australia. You're thinking from here, can you get 180, maybe even more?
And I come back to, from India's point of view, Matt, Renuka Singh Thakur, who is going to be under the scanner when she's brought in at this phase. She's not most effective at the dead. Therefore, a number of times the captain, whether it's Harmanpreet Kaur or Smriti Mandhana, has tried to bowl her out in T20 games in this phase. And there's a partnership built, 60-50. How many questions can she ask?
That sounded magnificent off the bat, but picks out Fulmali again. Yeah, I must say, I was expecting to see Nandini Sharma maybe once in these warm-up games. It's always hard to try and read things into these warm-up matches. It could be that she's being saved for the first game. face off. Watch the spin. That's the overdone. 89 for 1.
I'm curious to see if this was actually pace off from Renuka, whether it just didn't have any pace on it. It seemed to also have Amy Jones waiting for an age. It was pace off, her credit. Bit of a leg cutter.
Shefali Verma opened the bowling, just the one over. He's back on in the middle overs. He's just going to carry that. We'll pick up 2. As you pointed out, Ronak, Shefali's actually quite an important bowler, really, for India in this tournament. As the 6th bowler, you can see why they're trying to get overs into her in these warm-up games. Very hard to go into a T20 match with just 5 recognised bowlers. You've got to have a 6th option, a decent option.
I think this is an important little over. I think it'll be an entertaining over. I think both batters will take Shefali on, and she wouldn't mind that.
Misfield, mid-wicket, just gone in. Was hit hard, but Mr. Gabatia dropped a catch earlier, let that one through.
Yeah, she is now, I think, very realistic 6 bowling option, no matter what combination India go with. Something that died a natural death with this Indian white ball side is Harmanpreet Kaur, the bowler, who at one point used to be decisive and had a golden arm and a reputation for it herself. So that role shifted to Shefali.
Struggling a little bit to get the ball in the gaps the last few deliveries. Hitting the ball hard, these 2 England batters, but straight at the boundary riders. Tash and Daggers earlier were debating whether Shefali Verma should have been given the new ball, got the first over. That's fine enough, and it's going to run away for 4. First boundary for 18 balls, actually.
And the shot of a batter who's got her eye in. Because she's created that as a result of not being able to take down Shefali in front of square. Therefore, just anticipating that she'd have enough pace to work with. Ended up being just in the right slot as well to play the reverse to good effect from Amy Jones.
Bowled. Kept a little bit low. Skidded through as well. Then Amy Jones will be disappointed with that. Good innings nonetheless.
She's clever, Shefali. That's why she is the preferred bowling option. Just fires this one through. And perfect length. We have seen it skid off the surface here at Cardiff. It beat well-set Amy Jones for pace. Gone for 64. Well-played hand from the England keeper batter. England 97 for 2.
The in-form Alice comes in at number 4 for England. Decent record in T20s. I think the average will get higher as she gets older. Still very young, but been around for a while. Just 21 years old. She's away immediately, but a wicket for India in that over. 98 for 2. Ended a partnership of 70 for the second wicket between Amy Jones and Nat Siva Brunt, and
felt like it came out of nowhere a little bit because both batters were looking pretty comfortable and had gone up a gear, particularly Amy Jones. She just wasn't expecting the pace. It was cleverly bowled. You can see really fired through, just beating for pace, really.
Yeah, effort ball from Shefali, and the cricket smart's on display, and she knows when to fire that in. Hit for a reverse sweep for 4 previous ball. The perfect follow-up delivery. Batter stranded on the crease. I think that's more her wheelhouse. Set partnership, then she has a bag of tricks. And often breaks partnerships like we saw on that last over.
Yadav back into the attack. Expensive previous over. Amy Jones got after her, but she's gone now. So when do you think is the best time to use Shefali Verma? Is it with the new ball or in these middle overs?
There's 2 schools of thought, and this is what the coaches and the analysts tend to come with. The first over is looked at as one of the easier overs to get away from your bowlers. After they come up with what should be a comfortable 2 is, I know there's a school of thought which is a slightly more conventional school of thought. You bring in your best bowler first, our batters, before they're set, don't give them an easy over. I think it goes down entirely to how much confidence you have in the entirety of your bowling lineup. And if we had the answer to what India's preferred bowling lineup is, you brought up Nandini Sharma, Matt. I genuinely think she'll have a big role to play. I think India protecting her, not overexposing her, because she is an all-phase bowler that a lot of batters have not seen much of. She's only had 1 breakthrough season in the WPL. So I think they're giving themselves insurance more for Shefali to bowl 1 over in the power play if needed. I don't think she'll bowl the first.
That's well bowled. Yadav just cramping up Nat Sivabrant, not allowing her to get down the track and hit through the ball. Quick single. I think she's in. It's moved around quite a lot, Nat Sivabrant. She's trying things, but he hasn't quite hit a stride yet. Still just striking at 100.
Yeah, it's a batter still searching for her best form and fluency. Understandably, returned from injury. Just needs 1 or 2 boundaries. Feel good about how she's hitting it.
Good over this so far. It's just gone for 5. Gonna close it out though. Final delivery. Just dragging that run rate down against that wicket. Chance taken. Simple return catch for Yadav. Just a bit of a leading edge from Alice Capsey. Bit of a soft dismissal.
Well, that's a big wicket. Capsey, the form she's been in, this will do Yadav's confidence a world of good. It was an over that was testing both batters, mixed it up on pace and line, and Capsey caught in between. In the end, it's a nothing shot. It's just a gift back to the bowler. Didn't go through with it. Capsey's stay today is a short one. England 103 for 3. And players will take a break for drinks.
I've seen.
has just started to fall a little bit here in Cardiff. Not heavy enough to get them off just yet, but it might juice up the pitch. And England have just lost a couple of quick wickets. They were 97 for 1. Got to dry that ball. It's just got a little bit heavier. And I think they're going to be coming off here. Freya Kemp, the new batter. I don't think she's going to face a ball. Might want to keep that bat dry, Freya.
Yeah, that drizzle just got steadier and steadier. Now it's too much. Forecast for the day is actually pretty good, so I can only hope that this is a passing shower. I must say the Welsh weather has done its reputation a world of good since I got here, Matt, a couple of days back with the most glorious day of cricket, even though it started on slightly overcast conditions. Ground staff have done ever so well to keep the square protected. And it was also tough weather to maintain the surface in the build-up to the first set of warm-up games, but played fine that day, played fine today. Outfield is good, so hopefully this isn't any more than just a short delay. We do have forecasts for clear skies. So in this final warm-up game, for both teams, we had 14.1 overs of play here at the Sapphire Gardens, and England, after being put into bat, are 104 for 3.
We do have some time to play with. Remember, it's a double-header day today. Second match will be Australia against the West Indies. Can always push that back slightly if need be. Due to start that second game at 3 o'clock. As Raunak said, we're not expecting this to be a particularly heavy or long shower. Some brief showers were forecast in the first half of the day, and then it's supposed to clear up just like it did on Monday, and hopefully have pure sunshine for the rest of the day. This is the situation. Early wicket for India. Wyatt Hodge just missed by a beauty from Renika Singh Thakur. Amy Jones was excellent, particularly when she got to about 40 and she changed gears. She was out for 64, the one that was pushed through by Shafali Verma, and Alice Capsey just chipped one back to Radha Yadav. Soft dismissal for her, but the skipper is still there. Valuable time in the middle for Nat Sivabrant. She's a run of ball 30. England still have 5.5 overs left.
India once again throwing the ball to Shefali Verma first up. Whether that's something we'll see in the tournament proper time will tell. But she was successful with the key wicket of Amy Jones when she came back for a second over in the 14th of the innings. Renuka Singh Thakur providing the breakthrough early on, and Radha Yadav with the wicket of Alice Capsey just before the rain came down.
Well, we do anticipate that we'll be able to complete that scorecard. Those bowling figures shouldn't be the end to the game, even though they are bringing the more heavy-duty side covers out now, just unfurling them because it has got slightly heavier, which is the smart thing to do. It does drain very well here. We had a lot of rain on the weekend, Sunday night into Monday, and then it was fine. Once it stopped on a Monday morning, they were able to get out there very quickly. Let's take a look at some of the earlier action then. First wicket to go. Wyatt Hodge, probably the ball of the day so far. Angled in by Renuka, just seamed away. Got to give bowler credit on that occasion.
Yeah, played inside the line against Australia. Almost overcorrecting, just threw that one out. Just in the right area, and the most impressive aspect of that was the catch from Richard Ghosh. Never easy standing up With Wyatt Hodge missing out in both warm-up games, England would hope that she's saved her best for when the action really kicks off on Friday at Edgbaston.
One major innings played by an England batter today, and that came from Amy Jones, who's been pushed back up to open the innings for the side. She can bat anywhere really. She spent a bit of time batting down the order. Looks now that she's going to be used against the new ball once again. That was an early, nice boundary to get, bit of width she put away. One down the leg side, which she took advantage of as well. That was a glorious shot through square cover. She used her feet well. Took down Radiyadov in this over. Those were successive boundaries, one through the offside, then a sweep. And she really got going around this point. She got to about 40, went up a gear until that moment. Just beating for pace.
Yeah, very strong square of the wicket. All those boundaries, the ball was full or short. Amy Jones just latched onto it until Shefali surprised her with one just of a perfect length and kept perhaps a little bit low.
That Silverbront is still there. We did get a very interesting passage of play or delivery. She shouldn't be there because this comes off the bat, onto the foot and straight up. For a start, very tough for the umpire to give this on field, isn't it? You need DRS. We don't have DRS in these warm-up matches, but that was a bit of luck, wasn't it? I loved her face afterwards.
Yeah, not just no DRS, no TV umpire at all. Otherwise, that was one you could have given just on those pictures, but it's a tough job umpiring. So you can understand that, and India weren't overly fast. This is a warm-up game. And that Silverbront had a wry smile at the end of it all. Because she said, I just need a little more time in the middle, and if I have to ride my luck, why not?
Well, it would have been a very unlucky way to get out, wouldn't it? You don't see it too often. That, apart from that, she's been quite solid, Silverbront. That was a first ball. Oh, that is a perfect ball to get first up, really, isn't it? Good battle against Sri Charani. Sri was really containing her early on, but she managed to get a couple of boundaries away, a bit of invention with that paddle, and then got a wider delivery that she cut, and then this glorious shot down the ground over mid-off. Since that moment, she's been becalmed, but I don't think she'll be too worried. It's all about time in the middle for the England skipper at the moment, playing just as a batter. She'll be desperate to get back out there, as will all of the players from both sides. Last opportunity this, last warm-up match before the tournament starts on Friday. England involved in that first game. But this is the situation right now. England put into bat by India in this T20 World Cup warm-up match in Cardiff, and they've got to 104 for 3 of 14.1 overs until we had to come off for rain. But we are hopeful it will stop at some point soon, and we'll be back out there to complete this match. And when that happens, we'll be back on.
5. This is Comp 1.
to Sophia Gardens here in Cardiff, as we have a much better scene after an hour's break. We had a fairly hefty downpour for about 40 minutes or so, but the ground staff have been hard at it, removing the covers, mopping up any surface water, and we're almost ready to get back underway in this first World Cup warm-up game of the day between England and India. A much brighter scene on the horizon, and India asking England to bat first, and England made fairly good progress. Despite the early loss of Danny White-Hodge, Amy Jones has 64 from 45. Alice Capsey came in on the departure of Jones, only stayed for 4 balls. But Nat Silverbrunt, who is in desperate need of some time in the middle, she spent 30 balls there and accumulated 30 runs. Freya Kemp hasn't yet faced a ball. We haven't lost any overs as yet on the restart, and wicket apiece for Shafali, Verma, Ranuki Singh Thakur and Radha Yadav. Well, it's good news for England after that calf injury kept Nat Silverbrunt out for the New Zealand series and the India series as well, in desperate need of getting some time in the middle. Tash Farrant alongside me, and much valuable time spent out there.
Yeah, she's got to gift that first ball. That just would have got her going, and a little bit of bravery as well. Her most important thing here today is just to feel a little bit more comfortable out there at the crease.
Yeah, buddy.
She's got 6 overs to go. She'll actually want to make sure she accelerates here with Freya Kemp, who's been in great form as well. So good to see the England skipper in a little bit of form going into that first game on Friday.
Yeah, it's also getting adjusted to the pace of the game as well, knocking out a little bit of rust that could be there, and getting the eyes accumulated to feeling back the ball in the middle of the bat. It doesn't need long, you just need enough time to get into a rhythm and get into a groove. Someone who is yet to do that, but was in good nick in the first warm-up game against Australia, and also at the back end of the series against India, is Freya Kemp, who's in at 5 today, the left-hander, powerful left-hander. And play was disrupted after 1 ball of the 15th over, so Shriyanka Patil will continue. And we're ready to get back underway.
And straight away, Freya Kemp hasn't faced a ball, but she's got a long on and long off back to her, and teams are realising that that's Freya Kemp's area, going straight. But actually, I would like to see her do it before you put both of them back out. Hitting over mid-off is a pretty hard shot on a slightly slower wicket, and when you haven't even faced a delivery as well.
Push hard. Sri Sharani had to just turn her body around. It's good thinking from Nat Silverbrunt, knowing that the left-hander is running the wrong way, if you like, and that allows enough time to complete the second.
I think England have run really well, not just today, but in the last game and also throughout the summer. And these 2s that they've gained have actually been a good part of their game. They've worked on their fitness, also worked on their awareness as well there.
Yours, buddy.
Scrambling to make her ground was Freya Kemp, but it's also always difficult, isn't it, when you do have a delay in proceedings, you've got yourself into a rhythm, and then have to find it away. And a good way of doing that is actually working the field a little bit. You can't necessarily come out and blast it from ball 1. Unless you are given an absolute gift. And that's just set up beautifully for Nat Silverbrunt, can pivot on the back foot and blast it to the mid-wicket boundary.
And this is what we were saying earlier, wasn't it, Dagger? She's so good against spin. She is England's best player of spin. The power she gets off the back foot as well. Just uses the depth of her crease so well. Just creates a little bit of room. A ball that's not actually too short.
Your lengths. You've got to be really, really accurate with your length against Nat Silverbrunt because of that point you've just made. 5 overs remaining. England at 112 for 3.
Well, the wickets that we've seen so far, Danny White-Hodge just looks a little bit proddy to me. She's not actually trying to hit the balls. Second wonderful was Amy Jones, who looked in good touch. And Alice Capsey, for the first time in a while, couldn't get going today.
Yeah, Amy Jones given the impression that the ball kept low. I don't think it did. It just got to get forward a little bit more to that length.
Oh, yeah. Change the bowler. Lift down through and around.
So Sri Sharani, left arm spinner, the most potent of spin options for this Indian side. Gets launched over extra cover. Chase on, Verma versus the ball. Goodness me. Made hard work of that. But manages to keep it in.
They didn't quite get her rhythm there in the last couple of steps there. She nearly... Oh, I think that might have actually touched the rope there. The TV umpire today, I think she might have got away with one there, Verma. Didn't move the best I've ever seen her move on the boundary. She's not the quickest fielder. A nice shot from Nat Silverbrunt. Realises the offside was up and was very authoritative in her shot.
Yeah, no DRS or third umpires in these warm-up games. Let's call it 1-all. As England got away with one with Nat Silverbrunt earlier on, hitting a ball onto her foot and then it being caught by Rishi Ghosh, given not out. They're going to think about a second here. Excellent running. Really, really good stuff. Just to the edge of the 25-yard circle. 3 fielders converging. Always knew there was 2.
Yeah, well, Nat Silverbrunt had a little life earlier when she was on 21. Went for the big sweep and actually came off her boot. Rishi Ghosh took an easy, comfortable catch. So hard to see there as a fielder.
Clever cricket from Freya Kemp. It's a lovely shot. Little bit of room made for herself outside of the leg stump and release of the arms over extra cover.
I've just been so impressed with Freya Kemp. She realises that teams now are going to plug that gap straight, but she has the skill to be able to go over the offside. Teams will feel that she's a leg side player and also someone who can hit long on and long off. So they will bring that offside up, but once again, Freya Kemp has adapted to that.
Oh, it's just a good option. Good thinking cricket.
वो तेरे दिमाग से खेल रहा है, एक निकलेगी एक नहीं जाएगी. चल शाबाश, अच्छा डाल दिया, शाबाश बेटी.
Oh, top edge. And should be taken and is very well from Renuka Singh Thakur. Never an easy one over the shoulder, and she's judged it very, very nicely.
Yeah, this is an excellent catch, an excellent bit of bowling from Chirani, keeping it nice and tight after being hit over the offside by Freya Kemp. These are really tricky as a fielder. The ones that go straight over your head, you have to run backwards. But what she did so well was she kept her hands nice and high, kept her eyes on the ball and nice and steady when she took the catch. So India haven't been the best in the field recently, but that was a good catch. Freya Kemp couldn't get going. She goes for 7. It's 121 for 4.
Eager. Sprinting her way towards the middle is Danny Gibson. Come out and join her captain. Really smartly taking catch. I'm with you. You know, eye on it, kept the hands nice and high. I won't lie to you, I thought might be shelled. But Renuka did very, very well. So important to peak at the right time when you're going into a tournament, and India's fielding has actually improved. Game on game, they started, I agree with you, pretty poorly. just tidying things up. Here's Cranty Gown.
Another good bit of fielding there. And no Jemima Rodriguez today as well, who does create a lot of energy for India in the field. So you've got to make sure that you step up as a player. Again, go straight up over Renuka Singh Thakur's head. And actually, as a fielder, you have to make the quick decision on which way you're going to turn.
Slammed through the offside. That is Nat Severbunt at her absolute best.
And she's 30 off 30 before we went off for rain. Now she's 44 off 37. Just finding a little bit of extra touch out there. Just how she's moved her feet. She's played off the back foot to the spin. She's trying to charge the seamers, impose herself with mid-off inside the ring.
I gotta say, I'm not quite sure of the length. If you get a ball full of length, you want to probably push out your long off. The field set is 3 on the leg side, 1 at long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square, and a deep cover point. So that would suggest that your length is going to be back of a length. She bowled 2 Yorkers, really. So up comes long on, out and up comes deep point, and there's a third now been pushed back for Danny Gibson. Testing her out with the short ball. First up.
I don't mind that plan because Danny Gibson isn't the best. Sort of when you have to get the length right. It has to be coming in at that badge on her helmet. Wasn't quite high enough there from Cranty Gad, but I'm not sure about it first ball, and she's telegraphed that with the field as well. I love the bouncer option. I feel that you have to use it as a surprise ball. Yes, you've only got 4 out. Actually, that was far too telegraphed for my liking.
I think a batter coming to the crease, the first thing you want to do is bring the stumps in. You know, relatively full and relatively straight is always going to be a danger when you've not faced a ball.
Yeah, and Danny Gibson knew exactly what was coming. She'll know that that's how bowlers going to look to target her. She came out, she saw the field. It was pretty obvious that she was going to get that ball first up. But yeah, maybe just keep it in the locker for a little bit longer.
Short ball tried again. Inside the blue lines, and it's the end of the 17th over, 128 for 4. Well, this has been beamed around the world, this ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Pretty much every part of the world is touched. Starting with India, going through Australia, Pakistan, the Middle East, USA on Willow TV, and New Zealand and Bangladesh. And also from Sri Lanka through the Pacific Islands, the Netherlands and Latin America. If any of those areas are not mentioned, fear not. Because you can always get online, go to icc.tv, where every match will be streamed on there, so you don't miss any of the action. There's some great matches coming up. You're going to be in Edgbaston for the first game, England versus Sri Lanka on Friday.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to the performance from Wicked as well. I think a few people are a little bit more excited for that. Theatre lovers out there.
Signal wide. Have you been to see Wicked?
I have actually, a couple of years ago, so I'm looking forward to it. I can't say I'm a theatre connoisseur, but I am looking forward to it. I think they've got the whole cast at Edgbaston, so it's going to be a pretty good show, I think.
Upish, but straight past Harmanpreet Kaur at extra cover, out of the middle of Danny Gibson's bat.
Yeah, we saw this on Monday when England played Australia. They narrowly lost that game, but actually Danny Gibson did find a little bit of form in that game, and that is her area, through extra cover. India haven't plugged that area today.
She's going to go again. That's just feeding her. She's going to feast on that all day. A little bit loopy and enough width for her to get her hands through it.
And Danny Gibson, she holds the bat face very open in her stance, and that sort of just leads to that extra cover region. So actually, for Danny Gibson, you'd rather have a deep extra cover than that long off.
Hold, buddy.
Goodness me, that was a similar kind of line. And especially when, though, you've got 3 fielders on the leg side boundary. You know, there's still quite big hits out there. For me, Ryder's got to sort of target that middle and leg line. And a little bit quicker. Good piece of fielding. And a yard either side of where short fine was, and that would have been 4.
I think that's the difference there. Danny White-Hodge also likes that extra cover region, but I just feel she hasn't actually tried to hit the ball with full force, whereas Danny Gibson, lovely flow of the bat.
Gibson should keep the strike at the end of the over. Fulmali doing the fielding. 2 overs remain. England 141 for 4. Shanka Patel. Pretty economical today. Going at 6s. Oh, top edge is a chance for Thakur again.
Nice tackle.
Just sort of ran round that rather than to it. Thought she had half a chance for a moment there. Renuka.
Yeah, she only fancies the trickiest pitches out there today. Yeah, just didn't quite get her angle there. You felt if she actually run just towards the ball, as you say, Daggers, that would have been an easy catch.
Into space. Nicely positioned by Siverbrunt.
Another 2 for England as well. They want to make sure they will want to get in and around that 160 mark. They'll have to get going at 10 and over from there, but they've got wickets in the shed, and that's Siverbrunt at the crease. It's definitely on.
It's gone fine and will go for 4. You'll understand that from Sriyanka Patel, but for Nat Siverbrunt, it is her 7th boundary. It also brings up a half century of 43 deliveries.
Yeah, I'm sure every England fan is going to be very pleased to see Nat Siverbrunt having some time in the middle. Also looking pretty comfortable out there as well. Just feel that she took her time. She was 30 off 30 balls, and then after we came back out after the little rain break that we had, you just feel that she's accelerated, and with every ball she's feeling much more comfortable out there. She has been nervous. She hasn't had a lot of cricket. That first game on Friday, she'll feel a lot more at ease now.
Oh, it's very, very good. And this is the frustration for Harmanpreet Kaur, is that she wishes she could have another fielder outside of the ring, because there's no player mentioned this the other day about Nat Siverbrunt. She's one of the best in the world in sticking the ball where the 5th fielder would be.
And it's a nightmare as a bowler when someone can access that offside. You only have 4 fielders out, and as you say, Daggers, Nat Siverbrunt is one of the best. She is a more leg side dominant player, but she can access that offside as well. It just creates a real headache for the bowlers.
Oh, heaved away straight down the throat of Radhi Yadav, who will not drop that. And a big juicy full toss. It's the longest part of the ground. It's a big old hit out there, but Siverbrunt has to depart.
Yeah, she won't quite believe that she's hit the one fielder out there. Big pocket here at Cardiff towards big wicket on the boundary. Didn't quite get all of that Nat Sivabrunt. She'll be pretty happy with her work today. She'll be disappointed to miss out on probably the worst ball that she's faced so far today. 45 deliveries, 57, 152 for 5 with an over and a ball to go.
ये दो शॉट खेलेगी
She'll feel really happy, Nat Sivabrunt. And it brings in the stand-in skipper in the recent series that England have played, Charlie Dean. Surprised. Could they have potentially changed that order? Charlie Dean is a very good batter, but not necessarily the biggest power hitter.
She's going to get stumped first up. She had a bit of a licence, did Charlie Dean, and Sri Lanka picks up her second wicket, has bowled nicely today. 2 for 29 off her 4 overs.
Yeah, nice and simple from Sri Lanka. That stayed really low actually, and Richa Ghosh has done so well there. Just to make sure she kept her eye on it, she kept nice and relaxed when she saw that low bounce. And Charlie Dean, she was well gone there, and she knows that. Quick stay for her. Golden Duck, 152 for 6.
Well, she did have a massive licence. She had 1 ball left of that Sri Lanka over. And with Danny Gibson, they probably want Danny Gibson on strike for the start of the final over. As out comes Izzy Wong, who can also strike a large ball. She at the non-strikers then. Renuka Singh Thakur to bowl the final over. Oh, yes, please. Just walloped from a very gentle long hop from Renuka Singh Thakur, and Gibson cashing in.
Yeah, not sure what the plan is here from Renuka. She's got mid-off inside the circle. Just
उसका ये वाला नहीं चाहिए होता
freebie there from Danny Gibson. We don't normally see Renuka bowl at the death, but I know she's good when the ball is swinging, but I just don't feel that she looks quite herself at the moment.
We've gone 4 on the leg side boundary for Danny Gibson. Oh, Shafali Verma lets it go. Again, it's a pretty poor effort. Should be stopped, knowing there's behind you. Back-to-back boundaries.
Yeah, Shafali actually got away with one a couple of overs ago on the boundary. Wasn't given the boundary because they don't have the TV umpire. But she just hasn't moved that well. I do think she's worked on her fielding a lot. Actually, sometimes she just doesn't quite get the movement right. She's got good hands, but actually it's probably her athletic ability that isn't quite there. But if I was the bowler, I'd be pretty disappointed in my fielder there.
Heaved away. Oh, that's a big hit. That is a really big hit. Straight into the stands, and have to go and row E or F. Super strike from Gibson.
What a shot from Danny Gibson. Knows exactly what Renuka is doing, and this is why Gibson is in the team, and this is why Danny Gibson got bought for £190,000 in the 100 auction. She is, along with Freya Kemp, England's finisher, and there has been a little bit of criticism about England's ability to hit sixes. This is why she's in the team. Can do. 26 off 10, 3 balls to go. 3 more opportunities to find the boundary.
Carved through the offside this time, and this is going to race away across that square. just kept in, well chased down by Radiyadov. 3 onto the total. I don't think Renuka's done a great deal to enhance her chances of selection for India's first game against Pakistan.
I don't think so, but selfless running from Danny Gibson. I think she might have just thought, oh, I'll take the last couple of deliveries here. I'm 29 off 11. I know Izzy Wong can also find the boundary, but I think just a little bit more selfish there. She should face the last couple of balls.
I think in a more meaningful match, I agree with you totally. It has to be quick. Harmanpreet has a shy. No one backing up. Wong drops the bat. All cracking off out there.
Yeah, Danny Gibson was leaning on her bat there. She probably realised that she should have taken that previous delivery, but she wasn't looking for the 2. Offside up. Danny Gibson on strike. Or she looked to go over that offside.
She picked up a single to finish what has been a sprightly 30 from her 12 deliveries faced. And England finishing on 171 for 6, which sounds like a competitive total. They were a little sluggish at the start, but Amy Jones picked things up with her really good knock of a half century to Nat Sivabrunt as well. So good things for England that those two have had plenty of time at the crease, and Danny Gibson. As for India, I think a couple of bowlers really stood out for me. Shriyanka Patil bowled very nicely. I thought Kranti Gal bowled nicely today as well. She can be a little bit, or has been a little bit expensive, but I thought she was really dialed in. Sri Sharani rarely puts in a poor performance, but I think India were a little questionable with their ground fielding today, a little laboured. As we take a look at the England innings, 60-45 for Amy Jones, and 57 from the same amount of balls for Nat Sivabrunt and Danny Gibson.
They started strongly, but actually, Shriyanka Patil, the pick of the bowlers, 2 for 29. Renuka Singh Thakur, who hasn't had much cricket of late, was Kranti Gal didn't take a wicket. Thought she looked much better in today's outing. Sri Sharani once again picking up a wicket, and Radiyadov, who I feel is to play in some of these that left arm spin. They've got a few questions there, but India will be happy with, probably not with how they finished.
Yeah, absolutely agree about Radiyadov. I think she's actually put herself in the frame, and an option that India should consider using. She wasn't used in the series against England, and it just gives pause for thought from an Indian perspective. So let's just take a look at some of the moments. Remember, this is an innings that has been delayed by an hour, or it was delayed by an hour, and then England managed to finish off. They didn't get off to the best start though, and I think this is a concern for England, and that is the form of Danny Hodge, a sort of wishy-washy prod, and she's not quite looked herself yet.
And if she was informed, she'd actually be trying to look to slap that behind point. She is really strong through that offside, but just looks a little tentative with the bat at the moment. Missed the start of the summer birth of her new child, little one Daisy, but just looks a little bit tentative out there. And Danny White-Hodge is at her best. She's actually putting the pressure on the bowlers in the power play, so some work for her.
Yeah, needs some time in the middle. However, that was achieved by Amy Jones at the top of the order, who looked in really good touch and worked the ball through the gaps to the boundary in the power play. And whilst Nat Silverbrant was finding her feet, Jones was actually scoring quite freely, which was a good sign for England.
Yeah, it was, and it was a big call from Charlotte Edwards to bring Jones back to the top of the order. She's been at the top in the ODI format, started the summer down at 7 or 8. She's really grown into that role. I feel like she's really making the most of it as well. So, new partnership with Danny Wyatt-Hodge, but she's looking good, Amy Jones.
Well, one concern which has been allayed by England today was the form of Nat Silverbrant because of that calf injury, which kept her. She didn't make much of a mark in the game today. Much more fluent after a sort of sticky-ish start.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I felt that she knew that she wanted the time out in the middle. That was first and foremost what she wanted from today. Took her time at the top, and then as she got into her innings, you could see her moving her feet, playing the spin, as she does so well. She'll be delighted just to have more so, not just the runs under her belt, but actually the balls faced under her belt. And then at the end, that's when we saw the best of Nat Silverbrant, finding the boundary with ease and just held out to deep mid-wicket Radha Yadav with that full toss. She'll be disappointed with that, but she'll be happy with today's work so far.
Well, she would have been even happier given what happened when she was on 21, because there was an interesting period of play where back to the hutch, the inside edge onto the foot. Rishi Ghosh catches it and appeals off Sri Lanka Patil, and this hit flush on the foot, and she was given life. Umpire said not out, but that definitely something which should have seen her walking off this Sophia Gardens field. As it is, sometimes you get them, sometimes you're fortunate, and Silverbrant was the beneficiary in this instance. And so, 171 for 6 England, and they managed to get to that total. It was a bit wondering a little bit towards the back end if they would get to that 165, 170 type of total, but Danny Gibson, Tash Farrant is at right time and finding the middle of the bat.
There are a few questions whether she would be in England's best 11, but I think she's dumbed those down now in the last couple of games. Got off to a good start against Australia, and actually what is so important about Danny Gibson in this side is that she hits those different areas. She's able to get it through the offside, even when the bowlers are going really straight. Got a little bit of fortune with some poor fielding there from India. I just feel this England side with Freya Kent and Danny Gibson are just looking a lot stronger with that longer batting lineup and people who can find the boundary at the end.
Yeah, very much. I don't think India bowled particularly well to her, and it's something that Renu Singh Thakur will be doing death bowling duties, but still England managing to get to that 171.46. So 172 is the target in India's 20 overs at a touch over 8.5 runs and over. We'll see how they get in a few moments' time.
To Cardiff, where we're halfway through our first warm-up match for this T20 World Cup of the day, and we've got more to come. It's the 2016 champions, the West Indies, against six-time champs Australia, who looked pretty good in beating England a couple of days ago here. And that will start at 3 o'clock at 2:50. Have a 10-minute build-up for you with toss, pitch, etc. We're building up to the big one, of course. The tournament proper begins this Friday at Edgbaston in Birmingham, and it's going to be the hosts, England, looking to keep up a proud record of having won every World Cup they've hosted against Sri Lanka. That one in Group B, and it's a 6:30 start. Local time in the evening, under the lights at Edgbaston. Should be a cracking atmosphere. Always is in the Bull Ring. Opening ceremony for you as well to look forward to, with the cast of Wicked, the musical, for all you musical fans out there. It's turned into a lovely day here in Cardiff. We had a bit of rain earlier, like we did on Monday, but it's cleared up. Still a few clouds around, but most of the ground is bathed in sunshine right now. And India have a bit of a job on their hands here to chase down a target which wasn't looking so steep at one stage. England had a very good end to their innings. 67 taken off the last 5.5 overs once they came back out after the rain delay. 172 will be the target. Charles Dagnall might get a decent run chase here, decent game.
Yeah, England have got lots of bowlers to choose from, and I think in this T20 Women's World Cup, I do believe that spin is going to be a huge factor. We're going to see lots of it. Lindsay Smith is out there, Tilly Coulson-Coleman, Sophie Eccleston, Charlotte Dean. I'm going to get pace up front, but Alice Capsey's going to have a little whirl with the gloves instead of Amy Jones. She will be the replacement keeper should anything happen to Jones, as we look at the incredible record of Smriti Mandana.
Second leading run scorer in T20 international cricket, Smriti Mandana, on strike to the pace of Lauren Filer. Bit of swing and goes past the outside edge. Swing and pace. We actually saw Filer get some prodigious swing in her first over on Monday.
Yeah, moving the ball away from the left-hander. Obviously bringing it back into Shafali Verma, but arguably the quickest on the circuit right now is Lauren Filer. It's nice to see, of course, she'll be performing for South Africa in this World Cup. but she can hurry a few. Fit pilot. Now, how much of an opportunity she will get in the England side. Apologies if you heard anything untoward on the stump microphone just coming through. But she does offer a point of difference, does Violet.
No Lauren Bell today, so she'll be leading the attack with Issy Wong. Pace from both ends. Classic Mundana shot, which is half stopped by Danny Gibson. She's off. A lovely, easy on the eye cover drive.
Just a little punch. The timing is perfection, but Gibson's done well there because that's bobbling along those wicked ends. That's exactly what the bowler wants to see, that backing up from the field.
Shafali Verma. Both of these openers had a bit of a hit in the first game. She scored 29 off 13 balls, got the side off to a flyer. Fancy a longer innings today. Banged it short, and that's glided beautifully over slip. Real deft touch there, just created a bit of space, limped back. Well executed.
And this is something I'd like to see a lot more from Shafali Verma. Teams are going to really try and pummel the ball in halfway down to her because she has been questionable on the short ball the entirety of her career. She plays that really, really well. She's an off-sided player, generally. And instead of sort of getting her hands in a twist, actually just leaning back and using the pace on offer to her, then teams are going to start thinking twice about whether that's necessarily the method.
See how she leans back there, because the ball actually seemed back into her, so she had to do that to be able to free her arms a little bit.
The other aspect is she's got a bit of pace to work with. Violet, as someone who's trying that short ball theory to her, who hasn't got that pace, yes, you can just guide it to slip or keeper. And so, in that instance, there's got to be another way. I mean, the smart bowling side thinks you've got to keep Shafali just quiet. If you keep her quiet, then she's expected to score at a good rate. That's her role up front, and she will sort of almost get frustrated with herself and try something out of the ordinary. But I really like that.
Not a bad first over, goes for 7.
Right, start. Dan, can you go? You go. Just come into the covers.
There might be just a hint of rain in the air. Clouds are
You
coming
put
over.
this on, you were talking about all the sunshine and how glorious Cardiff looks. I was looking over to where the weather comes from. I'm just looking at these sort of dark and murky clouds.
But there's always a bit of rain here, isn't there? It's always lurking. The clouds have been blowing over quickly, haven't they? So we've had like 3 seasons every day that we've been here, really.
Distance.
Lindsay Smith
Oh,
starting over the wicket to the right-hander.
That's novel. Usually she likes to come round the wickets to the right-hander and try and drift the ball in. But maybe an option to Shafali, where she doesn't feel like she can free the arms a little bit. I like these, just trying these things. It's a good idea.
You don't see it too often full stop, do you, in T20? Left arm spinner over the wicket to a right-hander. World #1 ranked bowler at the moment in T20 internationals, Lindsay Smith. She knows what she's doing.
bold, Lindsay, brilliant.
She's going around the wicket to the left-hander. Didn't play in the first game, so she's trying things. So that's what these warm-up games are for, aren't they? Don't count as official T20 internationals, so why not? What a catch! That absolutely flew. Tilly Coleman got that really lovely there. Bit of a celeb too, bit of a jig, and why not?
Oh, this is top class. Really top class from Tilly Coleman, because that's been hit well. Just managing to stick in the right net, moving freely, square leg, and Spritty can't believe it. She thought that was going all the way to the boundary. And something that has obviously been worked on in training between Coleman and Wong in the celebration. Takes something special to get rid of Mandana, and she has to depart for 1 from 6 and India 8 for 1.
Is it outside ring time? It should be on the dugout.
As you can see, the rain has just got a little bit heavier in the last few minutes. Lindsay Smith's not enjoying it, just trying to make herself as small as possible there, in the hope that the rain, not sure it works like that.
It's just passing. It's fine.
I'm not sure why the umpire's there with the arms outstretched. It's you that makes the decision to whether
So you want a bat?
carry on or not, but
It's Linz.
I think Lindsay Smith needs some windscreen wipers on her sunglasses.
Jessica Bhatia is the new bat. She's in at 3 today, batted 4 on Monday.
Do you know what I like about this though, Matt? Is that England have obviously had a look at this batting lineup, formulated a plan for Lindsay Smith, a plan of attack over the wicket to the right-handed Verma, and staying round to the left-handers. That's what you want to see, that progression, that thinking, setting out plans, bowling to them. Right, Hodge is giving all indications that it's
light drizzle at the moment. Clever, moved across, that might go all the way, it will. Invention and power from Shafali Verma to finish the over, 15 for 1.
Sorry, it's left-handed.
really good from Shafali Verma. Just got the line wrong here. Lindsay Smith started on the leg stump, and it's always going to continue drifting down that leg stump line with the shape that Lindsay Smith gets on it. Also, Verma just going across to the offside a little bit as well. I think it's a really good option. Some good stuff in that over from all concerned.
Right up round.
Pace replaced by from the River Taff end. Issy into the attack. Decent economy rate. That strike rate as her career progresses. She's already had a found herself out of the side, and now she's back in. Want to keep those hands dry though. Looks like the rain has just abated a little bit. Never in doubt, Charlie, never in doubt.
Oh, absolutely. Just a pretty stringent breeze that has blown across, which is helping the weather move across.
Round the wicket. They have come with some definite plans in these early overs with the ball. Nat Sivabrant's actually off the field. She said at the toss it would be 12 aside, well 12 for England anyway. And what she meant was she would be not fielding. That means that Charlie Dean will captain the side, even though Nat Sivabrant did the toss. Charlie Dean will be captain with the fielding. Lovely back foot punch behind square. Only one. They could have pushed for two there.
Well, if ever Nat Silverbrunt is off the field, England have got no worries, because I think Charlie Dean was one of the real big benefactors of those early season matches. I thought she captained magnificently. Real control and gut feel about the game.
Was in the air, but through vacant backward point, no one there.
Just to go back to the makeup of the sides across the Women's T20 World Cup, I think spin is going to be a huge part. It's all very well, you know, in English conditions, you think about spin. England look a better lineup when they've got three spinners, and I think India might want. If it was me, I would play three out now spin bowlers in every team. I think they're going to have such a bearing on this World Cup.
Backs away, misses. Issy Wong hits, stump out the ground. England have two.
Well, there is nothing that a fast bowler likes to see more than an uprooted off stump. Made a huge amount of room for herself, and so I was talking about the length to bowl to Shefali Verma. If you're a seam bowler, you want to hit that top of off stump length. She can't drive it, she can't necessarily pull it. She tries to make things happen. Shefali has to depart for 13 from 6, and India struggling a bit, 18 for 2.
No, Eddie. Run it. Two early strikes for England as India attempt to chase down 172. Two big strikes as well. The opening pair. Smriti Mandana, Shefali Verma, both back in the pavilion. Just 2.4 overs in. Harmanpreet Kaur, the new batter, the skipper. Missed the game on Monday, so first hit here in Cardiff.
Well, the thing about Issy Wong, as we see Harmanpreet's incredible record, is that she's got a touch of magic about her. You know, she is good at the death, but whenever there is a sort of big pressure environment, or she really rises to the occasion, doesn't get daunted by it.
It's just hamstring there.
18 for 2. Well, England have definitely been practicing their celebrations, particularly Issy Wong, Tilly Courtine, Coleman, two youthful members of the team. What do you think about that, Daggers?
Well, I reckon, Floydie, and I'm well upon this sort of thing, he lies. It's probably something they've spotted on TikTok or a different social media platform that they're trying to replicate. I'm trying to sound cool and trendy there, failing miserably, I realise, but...
Right time wrong too.
Charlie Dean's brought herself on to replace Lindsay Smith. Turn and bounce. Well taken in the end by Alice Capsey into the action early.
This has just leapt a little bit, and that's one of the aspects of Dean. It's because she gets those fingers over the top of the ball, she will get that little bit of extra bounce.
Oh, Dino. It's brilliant, Dino. That side, mate.
Oh, what do you think about TikTok theory?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's probably a TikTok dance craze. I know that you're on top of these things.
Oh, very much so.
Left coming right now, but before left. Yeah.
These things need to be practiced. They need to be worked on. Spend time with them, just like your cricket.
Brilliant, Lindsay. Stay, Dino. Brilliant, Charles.
Yeah, I say forget about the cricket aspect. Let's just do this. This is great.
It's not Morris dancing, is it?
Oh, Dino, awesome, Dino.
The bells and sticks and all of that sort of stuff for Morris dancing, don't you? And to be in a village in Gloucestershire.
Too far away from here, actually.
I was in the Cotswolds yesterday.
Ah, beautiful.
Beautiful part of the world.
Big appeal, but just outside the line, I would suggest.
Brilliant, Dino.
Really good start from Charlie
Awesome,
Dean.
Charles.
Yeah, just outside the line. And a little high. Not a great deal going for it.
Oh, Dino, awesome.
Harmonpreet finally off the mark. Sixth ball, but an excellent over from Charlie Dean. Goes for just 2. It's 20 for 2.
Yeah, walking.
There you go. Wherever you are in the world, you can watch this ICC Women's T20 World Cup live on various platforms. All 33 matches. And it's not just those countries there as well. And if you're not in Sri Lanka, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Pacific Islands, Netherlands, Caribbean Islands, Latin America, you can watch it on ICC.tv. Never fear, if there's no broadcaster in your region that has the rights, just go over to ICC.tv.
I've just had a message from former Ireland international Isabel Joyce. She's going to be part of the commentary team on ICC Women's World T20. And she's just told me, she said, people who are cool and trendy don't say cool and trendy. How would she know she's not cool and trendy?
That's a very good point. Round the wicket. Right in the block hole.
I was looking forward to seeing Isabel Joyce, not now.
She's called you out, seen you a mile off.
I mean, the fact that she's right is beside the point.
No real timing, but it gets past mid-wicket. Should be 2 to the total. Some people, Daggers, though, are so obviously not cool and trendy, and they say things like cool and trendy, that they actually are. So that's your angle.
Exactly right. My daughter says things like this, you know, Gen Z or whatever it is, like things are sick. Or they're slay.
Behind square, and again, just not finding the gaps. Just think about it at the moment. 7 off 9 balls. Harmonpreet's 2 off 7. This is an excellent start by England.
It really is, and for India, that rate has just leapt. Started at 8.5, now got up to 9.6. And again, it is a warm-up game, but you still want to have that intention. You want to go into your first game with that good feeling and that you're in a good rhythm.
great game, isn't it? If you captain, get a 50, don't have to field or captain, you can just relax. Heather Knight alongside her with the bib on. Captain and former captain. C1 got a bit lucky there with that line. No damage done in the end. It's 25 for 2.
Yes, Lindsay!
Well, India have lost both openers. So 2 batters gone, and depending on what you make of Charles Dagnall and Matt Floyd, so are they.
I don't know if I enjoyed that chat or it was painful.
That's what I meant, depending on what you make of those two. Either you're delighted, or they're gone, or you're missing them already.
Thanks, Paula.
Spent 3 days with you lot.
Thanks.
Starting to take its toll.
Right, Harmanpreet Kaur is 3 of 8. We've only got 5 more balls of power play. Yeah, well behind the required rate, nearly 10s.
Yeah, that last wicket falling 18 for 2, and these two just really struggling to get going. And Lastika Bhatia, for me, has to be the aggressor in this situation, just unable to get going. Gonna have to bowl that again. Lindsay Smith doesn't bowl too many wide. She's pretty accurate honing in on those stumps, just having to change the angle to the left and right hand combination. I don't think it's the easiest wicket to bat on though, you know, Ronak. It was a really good wicket on Monday, and there's been a lot of cricket on this wicket, and the ground staff have done a great job. We've had a few showers as well. I was out there earlier. It was pretty dry. I think the spin is definitely the way to go.
Fielders in the deep are well placed. I think spin will be the way to go right through the tournament.
Awesome camps.
Sometimes you tend to fall victim to the idea that it's a World Cup in England, you need plenty of seam. Spin's dominated
Yes, thanks.
many an ICC tournament in the women's game, regardless of where it's been played. And I think India identified that, Australia identified that spin-heavy side. Much better from Harmanpreet Kaur, who was looking for the boundary and has cleared it with ease.
Yeah, and I think that's the way to go. I do think the team that are going to come out on top are probably going to be the ones who do play that spin the best in the tournament. Harmanpreet Kaur is one of those players. She can take a little bit of time to get going. Actually, she's so good when she lets those hands loose down the ground. She's got such good wrists, fast hands. And after taking a bit of time, she thought enough was enough. Got to see this one over the rope.
Yes, thanks.
Now will she go again though? 2 more balls this over. She does go again. It was in the slot. You just know now, once Harmanpreet Kaur decides, as long as it's there to hit, she'll hit it.
Yeah, a bit of cat and mouse here between the bowler and the batter. Lindsay Smith deciding, going for the brave option, keeping her straight fielders inside the ring.
You working your links?
But once again, Harmanpreet Kaur knows that she's too good. She can't just let Lindsay Smith bowl with those 2 up. Now long on goes back and cover comes inside the ring.
Yes, Lindsay. Yes, Lindsay.
And they've had the deep mid wicket for her from the get-go. It's very deliberate from Harman to go straight.
Fold, Lindsay. Brilliant.
Defensive options, a good one, but it's a good finish to the power play for India. 14 off the 6th over. Pursuit of 172. India after 6 are 39 for 2 as we take drinks here in Cardiff. bright sunshine now in Cardiff after we've had mixed bag when it comes to the weather. Mixed bag in the power play for India. Started well. Shefali guiding the short ball of Lauren Filer, but Smriti Mandana found to Coleman. Excellent catch at square leg. Drizzle came down. Never finding the odd boundary, but Shefali missed an Izzy Wong hit, shattering the off stump. Just towards the end of the power play, Harmanpreet Kaur getting into gear. First to 6 down the ground, followed by 4 as India in pursuit of 172. I think a first innings score. That's right towards the end. Tash Farron tilted this warm-up game in England's balance.
Yeah, England did well at the back end. Danny Gibson in particular, they actually scored over 10s in the last 5, and actually England will be most pleased about that, because actually you feel the last 18 months, 2 years or so, they haven't had that firepower at the back end. So England will be really happy with how they finish that innings, and also you take a lot of momentum going into the second innings if you have a good finish with the bat, or likewise with the ball. So England would have felt a slightly more confident side going into this second innings. Just a little bit of repair work going on out there in the middle. The ground staff have been very busy. We've had scattered showers today, and they're just making sure that the lines are nice and clear. That front foot line is clear, and it's pretty dry surface as well. We've had a lot of cricket on this wicket. I think it's been a really good wicket, and it's no surprise that it is getting quite dry now, the amount of cricket that we've had. Just a little bit of repair work and a bit of a break in play at the moment.
It's also a surface that's seen a fair bit of drizzle on it. It's a bit damp.
She's not happy that she's being made to wait out there, Danny Gibson. Just resting her legs after a good little innings at the back end.
It's almost 180 degrees now. Started at 90, it's about 120. Yeah, it's where the batter takes guard, so I'm guessing it's also come at the behest of the batters if felt like.
Alice Capsey, she comes from a farming background, so I think she's probably driven something like that before. Nice to see her with the gloves as well, Alice Capsey. She's actually taken a really good take already off Charlie Dean's first delivery. Yeah, not quite sure what's going on out there. It's a bit of chaos.
When you find a seat, take it.
Time, I think.
Well, she's enjoying her cricket, isn't she, Alice Capsey? There was quite a bit of pressure on her at the start of the summer. She was definitely not a shoo-in in that England best 11, but her performances have allowed her to be one of the first names on that team sheet, and it's good to see her with the gloves as well now. She is England's backup keeper. That was probably the big call that Charlotte Edwards made when she announced that World Cup squad. But just in case Amy Jones does pick up a little niggle in the tournament, has to go off for whatever reason, it's good that Alice Capsey is having a little bit of time with the gloves out there.
And she's kept well. These first few overs, England have fielded well. An excellent catch of Tilly Coleman, who now has ball in hand. Teenage sensation for this England side, whether she's
She's also been working really hard on her fielding as well. She's improved her athleticism, as the whole England side have. She was pretty happy with that catch as well. Not the hardest, but diving to her right as well.
what she did really well was how she finished with that, in spite of the elbow hitting the turf, held on firmly. Big shot from Yastika. Fielder has misjudged it completely.
Ball Chile.
It was Danny White-Hodge who first came charging in. And by the time she realised that she'd made a mess of it, the ball was beyond her for 4.
Well, she's not having a good game so far, Danny White-Hodge, unable to get going at, and she's one of England's most trusty boundary fielders. She's always on the boundary. Just completely misjudged that.
Chile, awesome. Brilliant kills. Awesome, Chile. Yes, that's
White-Hodge charged in. If she stayed exactly where she was, that would have been the most simple of catches. Just didn't charge that well at all.
Ball Chile, awesome.
Feel worse as a fielder when it goes for 4 and not 6.
Do you know what? We've all been there, and it's not a nice feeling. No one means to drop a catch. I mean, she didn't even drop it. She didn't get anywhere near it.
That was nearly 2 bounces for 4. Nice from Yastika Bhatia.
Brilliant caps.
Thought she'd hit it better than eventually went, but Freya Kemps kept it to 1. Good over for India, 9 off. India 48 for 2.
Oh, hell. Ball Chile. I'm taking back, please. Back. Come on. Off, please. Thanks, ma'am.
I think for a large part of this innings, almost see India and England match each other. It wasn't necessarily the most explosive innings right through for England. It picked up towards the end, so if India can replicate that, they've just got a partnership stitch. Is Lindsay was actually hit well, but this time the fielder judges it to perfection. Gibson strikes first ball.
Yeah, she wouldn't expect to get that wicket there as well. Bit of a half volley in Yastika Bhatia's slot. A little bit of a loosener, actually. She got every little bit of it. It looked like a lovely shot as it came off the bat. And actually, I think it took Lindsay Smith a little bit by surprise, but luckily enough for her. She is one of England's best fielders. Yastika Bhatia, who has looked good so far this summer, unable to get going. 15 for her, it's 48 for 3.
Now that is what you call a cool catch. Very cool, very trendy.
Lindsay Smith rocking her usual wear, always having the sunnies on, whether it's raining or the sun is shining. Easy catch for her. Don't normally expect it, actually, when you're fielding at deep cover to get a catch, especially early on and someone's over. She was alert. She's so quick on the boundary as well. So a clean catch after a little error from Danny White-Hodge in the previous over. England back on it.
Yeah.
Well, Bharti Fulmali has done her case no harm with a 50 in the last warm-up game. She's in ahead of Richa Ghosh.
Ball, Gibbo, brilliant. Awesome, Gibbo.
So would you feel, Ronak, that Richa Ghosh is going to be held back in situations because she is seen as India's finisher? You don't almost want to give her too many overs?
I think sometimes they delay her entry point way too much. And this was an opportunity, good situation. Because Fulmali may or may not make India's 11. Richa Ghosh certainly will. And speaking of keepers, Capsey is making a real case.
Little wry smile on her face as well. She's pretty pleased with herself there. That's a very good take. A bouncer down the leg side. She hasn't kept in the game for over 5 or 6 years. She has been working with the fielding coach Nick Wilton. That's a very good take. She looks pretty handy behind the stumps.
Confidence is a beautiful thing. She must be feeling like she's at the peak of her powers with the bat missed out today, but you can see it in other facets of her game.
Yes, give out. Well, give out awesome.
And I feel that Alice Capsey is one of those confidence players. You can see it in her batting. And actually, I empathise a lot for these youngsters. She's only 21, Alice Capsey. I think people sometimes forget that. She made her 100 debut when she was 16 or so years old and didn't quite kick on in the way that people expected her to. But she's gone away, played in the domestic game. Just feel that she's got that confidence back in her game.
Oh, give out. Brilliant time. That's Sophie.
Thumped by Fulmali. If she gets going, she's dangerous. I think India's frustration with Harti Fulmali has just been consistency, the lack of putting in those quick fire cameos. I don't think you're expecting a large volume of runs from Fulmali. Even a short, sharp burst, she can get 10 ball, 20.
Yeah, well, they need pretty FD short, sharp burst. The rate up now, just under 10s. They're only going at 6.5, so not quite sure where India are going here, and you don't want that rate to get anywhere near above the 10, especially with only in the 8th over as well. You don't mind if it's above 10, sort of with only a couple of overs to go. It'll be pretty tricky for India. And actually, I was a little bit surprised, and I know it's a warm-up game, so sometimes you're not quite looking at the situation. It's more so what you want to do with the team. I was surprised, actually, that they decided to bowl first on a used pitch. Actually, sometimes when you feel that the pitch will get a little slower, especially with England's spinners, quality spin,
Yes, give out.
kind of want to get the best of the batting conditions early up.
I can almost imagine Amol Mazumdar saying, yeah, we batted first last game, let's bowl first this one. That's an outstanding first over from Danny Gibson. A couple of wides, but just the 3 runs and a wicket. 51 for 3 after 8.
Cover up, please.
This is the... Got one more here this afternoon, and then on Friday it all kicks off. And you could watch it no matter where you are in the world. The ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2020. We broadcast and stream. So pick your broadcaster depending on where you are. Pick your choice of screen, big or small. All around Sub-Saharan Africa, far east, far west.
Yes, Dino.
Charlie Dean.
Also down.
Although 1 over in the power play, tidy one for just 2.
Yeah, and a bit of turn on offer as well. Charlie Dean is someone that likes to give the ball a rip. And what she's done so well recently is when there is any turn on offer, she does bowl that attacking line, even though the offside is up, but she will really put some revs on this, try and find that turn.
She tossed the first one up. I was very curious to see what the second ball is like. Harti Fulmali was ready. She was ready for this one no matter where it was to go for it. Ended up being flatter and targeted to her pads. But Fulmali will spin, so this is an interesting over. Perhaps so will Harmanpreet Kaur as the Aussies make their way.
The Australia girls looked pretty relaxed there, didn't they? First win against England. They've got the better over England over it. Can't even remember how long, but they look in a pretty decent place and always are the favourites heading into World Cups.
It's eyeing that gap. It's a preferred area for Harmanpreet Kaur. Yeah, they're trying to play it down this year, aren't they? None of us are falling for it. Sophie Molyneux, defending champions, England are the hosts. India have just won the last World Cup. Right.
They know that that's not true.
Nice try. Yep, Fulmali throws her hands at it. Bit of width, no one back there. Good option. First boundary for her.
England did this really well in the first inning. Fulmali, she follows their suit. Little bit of width, bit full as well from Charlie Dean, so a bit of a freebie for Fulmali, who has got a lovely bat speed. A lot of these Indian batters have lovely bat swings and fast hands as well. Sticking with the plan though, Charlie Dean, but this time coming from round the wicket.
This is going to go all the way for 6. Her eyes lit up as she saw Charlie Dean give that cement. Fulmali got the most out of that last ball.
Yeah, this is really clever from Bharti Fulmali. Charlie Dean changed her angle, so this time she goes to the leg side and she knows that she's got the power to clear those fielders. It's an excellent shot, but it's not just brute force hitting, it's also a calculated decision. She's looking to play those shots as well. Another, also just creating a little bit of thinking for the coaching staff. She's just putting her name in the hat with a couple of days to go before that first game against Pakistan.
Here we go, Tails.
Oh, Harmanpreet Kaur. So disappointed with herself, just as India were injecting some momentum into this chase. She's just found short third, and Courtine Coleman has the Indian captain.
I don't think this is the best shot at all from Harmanpreet Kaur. A little short, a little bit of width. I think there was a little bit of turn as well from Courtine Coleman. Might have just done the Indian skipper, but just got away from her a little bit too much, and yet you can see the frustration there. She felt every time that should go over extra cover. She's unable to get going. Didn't quite know what she was sort of trying to. 17. India are now 63 for 4.
It's a bit dozy from Harmanpreet Kaur. Australia have actually targeted that region a lot. I just feel like sometimes Harmanpreet Kaur is going to be planted on the crease and just throw her hands at it. So they toss these up nice and wide outside off stump. She's got there ever so often. Richa Ghosh joins Bharti Fulmali, and she gets going. This could be an entertaining period of play with two powerful ball strikers. Something India would really want is Richa Ghosh to have a nice sharp innings over here. Slightly short of runs.
Oh, just going to get sent back there. This is why Richa Ghosh is out in the middle pretty early. Tilly Courtine Coleman finding a little bit of turn, but yeah, just as you say, Ronak, just gets a little bit away from her. It is strength through that offside and flaying her hands at it. Sometimes it can be a weakness. There's that celebration again from TCC.
Yeah, when she's switched on, Harman, often she'll be very aware of playing that on the ground, playing that into a gap. Sometimes she just switches off. Just felt like it was that sort of phase. And good ball from Courtine Coleman first up. Right, Richa Ghosh now. There is some turn on offer for her.
Yeah, there is, and it's something that she's worked really hard on. So you've seen her in the 100 the last couple of years. Actually, she bowled a bit of a quicker pace and almost just darted them in, a bit like Lindsay Smith. She's worked on that slower pace. Don't miss that. Richa Ghosh. That was straight, stayed a little low. We've seen a couple stay low, and I'm sure with the Aussie girls in the house, they'll just be keeping an eye on how this pitch is playing.
I'd love for Courtine Coleman to really toss this one up to Fulmali. Stem turn to playing against the spin, ball turning away from her. Goes flatter this time, but it's a good over from Tilly Courtine Coleman. England well in control of this warm-up game. 64 for 4 after 10.
Belly, come down straight. Can you do that? Thanks, Ken.
Second game of the day, Australia against the West Indies.
Australia in the house, and so are the Windies now. That's coming up at 3 o'clock. We'll be on air at 2:50 to build up to that one. West Indies beaten by India on Monday. Australia beat England, looked in good order as well. Here comes Lauren Filer. Speaking of good order, England's bowling looks a pretty good nick, doesn't it, at the moment? Look, to do from here, Charlie.
Yeah, England have looked laser focused out there with the ball and in the field. Look at the figures, and only Lindsay Smith has got that economy rate over or into double figures, but still think she bowled quite well.
Beat for pace, banged in short by Filer.
Yeah, I think with Bharti Formali and Rishi Ghosh at the crease, turning to Lauren Filer is a good option. They like to try and smash the spin. You look, the 4 or 3 spin bowlers used in Smith, Dean and Courtine Coleman. They can turn to Eccleston should they want to. And you can tell Floydie that that's what Formali is. That's her real strength. Oh, a little bit of sloppiness from England. I'm not sure if the throw was a poor one or if it was just mishandled by Capsey, but it allows Bharti to go through for a single. I thought Bharti Formali played really well in that first game against the West Indies, and along with Rowdy Yadav and Shankar Patel, just putting some thought in the Indian selectors' minds.
Gets past the fielder. India now in a situation where Richard Ghosh, they could do with her having some time at the crease, really. Scores of 6, 8 and 4 against England in that 3-match series. She got a first ball up on Monday. But they also needed to get them over the line here. She'll be tough, to say the least. Required rate, 11.25 as it stands. In the air, out towards the fielder.